on a serious thing, not, not trying to justify what happened to
Yes.
the police officer.
Yes.
But this point is very dear to my heart. It's something that I will be championing in Jamaica.
Yes.
And, you know, this is the first time I'm publicly speaking about it. But I've always spoken about it with my team members. There's something called post-traumatic stress disorder.
Yes.
You know, a lot of people don't talk about it within Jamaica. A lot of our law officers there
Yes.
are indeed victims
Yes.
and have psychological issues
Yes.
when it comes to post-traumatic stress disorder.
Ladies and gentlemen, here it is.
The noble citizen on patrol. That noble cop where integrity matters. This is Morning Patrol with your host, Kevin Watson.
Baby, let's go!
Yes, good morning, my beautiful people. Welcome to another Morning Patrol this Tuesday morning, the 20th day of August 2019. Yeah, man, big respect to all the persons in the chat room, those persons who have logged on to, participate to see what's happening on Morning Patrol this morning. My name is Kevin Watson. But of course, you all know that, right? Yeah, man. I've only got things to talk about this morning. Police in the news again. Why I don't know warm to the man them at Jamaica, but they just can't control themselves. Every day we get up to the same kind of news coming out of Jamaica. What is happening? Eh? Is it that our men are, I don't know warm to them. Them can't control themselves at all. Guys. Alright, so we're gonna start off with some stories on Loop News, from Loop News this morning, guys. Alright? Yeah, this other story here, guys, very sad. This is why I asked the question, what is happening with our Jamaican men? This particular story, very sad. This story, retired cop in custody after wife stabbed to death. Me I tell you, whole heap of woman are afraid to deal with police, man, Police, they must scare off the woman, them at Jamaica, Can you imagine, guys? Eh? With these kinds of stories that we've been seeing in the last couple of months, I would say within the last few years, we have seen so many of these cases, right? No, the thing is that this man never shoot him wife, him stab him wife. This is even more personal and up close. But seriously, guys, there is a problem there with our men in Jamaica, and not just police officers, but men in general, because we hear about the police, the incidents with police officers killing their wives, but we hardly hear about the incidents with civilians killing their wives, and that happen every day. Yeah, it happen every day. You just not hear about it. You don't always hear about it. But it's a sad situation because, police officers are looked up to in society, or police officers are supposed to be persons that you look up to in society, right? That will abide by the law and so on. Now, here's this man. He's a retired police officer. And in my mind, I'm thinking that this man served his country well as a police officer, right? And he's now retired and should be enjoying life with his wife, because police work stressful, Police work very stressful. You go out there and you're not sure you come back home to your family, right? Because you have to face all kind of criminals out there. So when you're retired, it should be a time that you relax and enjoy your little time with your wife, man. Take vacation and find fun things to do. But here it is, the situation. A 62-year-old retired police inspector, right? And the age of retirement is what? 60? Age 60? I don't know at what age he retired, but if he retired at age 60, it means that he would have only spent 2 years in retirement already. Right? So he's a retired inspector. Right? And he's now in police custody following the stabbing death of his wife at the couple's Cumberland home in Portmore, St. Catherine on Saturday. The deceased has been identified as 65-year-old Pamela Manning of Potterdale Avenue, Cumberland address, right? And the constabulary communication unit, the information arm of the constabulary force has confirmed the incident, right? We understand that on August 17th, the couple had a dispute at their home at about 10 p.m., during which the husband allegedly used a knife to inflict a wound to his wife's neck. The husband was subsequently arrested. A CCU representative told Loop News reporter Claude Mills on Monday. So the Portmore CIB is investigating. Loop News will have more on this story as it breaks. So we'll have a little bit more on the story as it breaks, guys. It is a sad state of affair going on there in Jamaica with our men. And I wouldn't even only say policemen, but our men generally. Because we have seen Jamaican men doing this kind of crap, right? All over the place. We have seen it in the US, right? Several of these incidents have happened in the US with Jamaican men killing their wives, right? And we continue to see it in Jamaica. It's a mental disorder, mental issue. As me say, we need to change our approach, how we deal with mental issues in Jamaica. As me say, whole heap of people feel afraid to come forward to say, boy, yes, me have a problem. Men don't like go counseling. Right? Them things say, yeah, cut them balls when you tell them to go counseling and talk about them problems. What me tell anybody say no? Me not go around the corner, I'm a real man and me not afraid for ball. Me not afraid to talk about my problems when me have problems. Yeah, you know, sometimes you're a little bit apprehensive, but you know, you realize say it better you let it out than keep it in, you know. Yeah. So, why people, I am really very distraught over this situation. I was a police officer, and when them kind of dark clouds that come over police officer, it affect me. Me no like hear about it, right? King Benji say, "Bun hot, Mr. Watson. Them a give and can't take." Why? That's one of the problems too now. Whole heap of man love give bun and can't take bun at Jamaica, and so because they can't take bun, they can't contain themselves, they can't contain them emotions when them get the bun. You understand? Anyway, me could take this other call. Yes, my brethren, welcome to Morning Patrol. Could we hear your insight, no?
Morning time.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Yeah. But you see that ranking meet, the one that ranking meet there. Yeah, man, it's
Talk to me.
so what on a serious thing, not trying to justify what happened.
Yes.
To the police officer.
Yes.
But this point is very dear to my heart. It's something that I will be championing in Jamaica.
Yes.
And you know, this is the first time I'm publicly speaking about it. But I've always spoken about it with my team members. There's something called post-traumatic stress disorder.
Yes.
You know, a lot of people don't talk about it within Jamaica. A lot of our law officers there.
Yes.
Are indeed victims.
Yes.
And have psychological issues.
Yes.
When it comes to post-traumatic stress disorder.
Mm-hmm.
If you go about and you ask them, there's some symptoms, can't sleep at night time.
Yes.
All right, insomnia.
Mm-hmm.
You know, them don't get restful sleeps. You know, there are certain things they ask you.
Right.
There's a list, and most of them tick the boxes.
Mm-hmm.
But nobody wants to talk about this.
Yes.
Because now you will have to pay out some money, or you will probably have to go deal with the issue.
Mm-hmm.
You take a man from in Chuko country, you train him for 6 months, and you send him in a unit where he has to photograph dead people in some of the most traumatic scenes you will ever see. M16 basically chopped down a young baby.
Mm-hmm.
He has to photograph that.
Wow.
And he does this for 30 years.
Mm.
And then he retires. And when he kills somebody,
Yes.
everybody jump and say I'm wicked.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Nobody says this is a sick man, we let go.
Yes.
May I resign from the force? What you get?
Don't even make me go there, my brother. Not even a thank you.
No man, these that no we can't. That's why we have to speak about it.
Not even a thank you.
That is what I'm saying. Nobody speaks about these things, So what's in?
I let me just say this. I want to put this out there. I can tell you that I believe in myself. I know that I have lived a reputable life as a police officer. I gave my all. My integrity stood all the way throughout my career. Without a doubt, my brother. Right? And me can tell you, say, not even a thank you. And if you don't mind, chat, then would have probably want to take you down more than anything else and disgrace you.
All right. You two get the feeling
yes,
as if they are vexed because you want to leave the
yes,
organization.
of course.
You get that. Well, my leaving, my departure was so, just like you said, I have friends in high places. I never, at no point in time, I call and ask anybody for help. I just do the procedure how I do it.
Right.
And I feel like I was being punished because I decided that I cannot continue and I don't want to go in a direction. I don't think me and the force is going in the same trajectory that I want to go.
Yes.
All right. So, I could go back on the sick part. So, yet, I believe that I'm mentally unstable. Mm-hmm. And again, I speak to my men about it. I will talk about the sleepless nights.
Yes.
You continue the high level stress. Some people go as far as to have nightmares about what they have seen.
Right.
And and if you're not having these things, that means you're suppressing it, and it's not a bad thing. And that is a bad thing psychologically.
It is a bad thing, of course.
Yes, that is the worst case of worst thing you can do is suppress it, because one day you're gonna explode. Most officers, because remember, I know the Americans them accept it. The first world country already accept these things. People do 2 tours and them mad as rat.
Yes.
When them go through the testing, them score hyper madness.
Yes.
Right? Meaning them can snap at any time. Or them do things that they're not, it's not their normal selves.
Right.
There's no review, there's no breakdown after a period of time. And psychological evaluation after a certain amount of tours within the Jamaica Constabulary Force.
Yes.
You do 5 years, you renew, you're supposed to do a psychological analysis, especially if you work in certain areas. There's nothing like that. Because these people don't care. They don't want to pay out.
Yes.
They see it more as a burden.
I agree. Yes.
We talk about, man.
Yeah, go ahead.
I tell people all the time that I can go to any crime scene. And why I say I'm ill, I can go to any crime scene. I can sit and eat. But that is not normal behavior.
Boy, I don't know how you do that. I tell you something.
Exactly. Because yes.
No, man, say,
go ahead.
Hold your thought there. Don't forget what you're not going to say. But I often said that even when I was in training, the first time I went to a postmortem, right? And see them cut the body and take out the organs and cut off the skull and the crown of the head and take out the brain and them something there. Listen, for about 3 months, I couldn't even look for meat,
Meat, yes.
I was sick to my stomach.
I'm there with you. The first time when I did my tour, in lockups, let me tell you. When I went, as what happened, people is as probation, as they carry you, they're indoctrinating you. So they carry you and make you be exposed to certain things as a trainee. So they will carry you to the lockups. They do a post-mortem. So just get you immaculated into the whole environment of policing.
Yes.
And the first time I went to a lockup, I nearly shit up myself, Because I never know say people could have lived in that dark place and them man with their long fingernail and that. The man them look like dopey. I said them man me have to go walk around. Remember, me I want to look at youth from country, never see them a type of thing.
Yes.
You understand? And
it rough, man.
What was my first posting? Lockups. And then I start running off lockups like and not me and the man them do remand like.
Yes.
We are bench and body.
Yes.
But you suppress all of these emotions.
Yes.
You understand? So sometimes I hear me just hit, but I hear Mr. Reader speak. There is no defense to that. But yes, there is a defense. One is crime of passion, and then you have the psychological defense. So it's not that he won't be charged.
Yes.
But if the evaluation, psychological evaluation proves that he is psychotic, then what the court is saying or what the law is saying, that he's not of his right mind at that time of doing the crime.
Yeah, so you can't be responsible.
So there is a defense. But
I've always said that there are two elements that must be present when a crime is committed, and the mens rea and actus reus, right? The mental state and the act itself. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, man. So this is so that me personally I can tell you that there are a lot of mad police officers. Mr. Lewis, I think my opinion, not the opinion of, I think something is wrong, Mr. Lewis. I've been around him, and he is a man that is very public. But I've been around him, and I said, no, man, him behavior is not of a normal person to me.
Yes.
And I know that he's a senior officer, would have seen a lot of things and do a lot of things.
You're talking about Mr. Radcliffe Lewis?
Radcliffe, man.
Okay.
You understand? But you be around officers and you see certain little behaviors, and I say, no, the constant drinking, why is it? The constant drinking, the womanizing, all of these things, is showing is somebody calling out for they're trying to suppress something, trying to make it go away. True. I've been in a situation, and even the psychological evaluation that takes place when you do a shooting, it is rubbish, bro. I don't know if you ever. It is rubbish. It more antagonize you than help you, because what it does is keep on carrying you through. You do like 3 of them.
Yes.
Everybody want to hear what going on. Right? And I said this. Keep on relive whatever took place.
Yes.
You understand? There's nobody that sits you down one time and they say, all right, Mr. Montek, it's okay. This is your job.
Yes.
What you do have to do. No, tell me what take place, and you go through it. You go through your report. Tell them.
Yes.
And then say, okay. And that is the psychological evaluation. Nobody not asks you how you make you feel. You feel like you can go back. Hey, remember my first shoot? Let me share this with you because I them go. Remember my first shoot in it. Is that what?
Yes.
My first shoot in it. We are going with them on public transportation and certain things happen and we did certain things. And in the morning, 8 o'clock, early me there working. And the man, remember my boss look at me and say, all right. I say, yeah, boss. That was it.
Yes. Not more.
That was it.
Not more. Wow.
You understand?
With all the trauma, with all we go through, that was it.
That was it. So sometimes I have to shed light to these things. You hear these police officers, these soldiers. Soldiers are more, to me, my personal experience, JDF officers, they're more domestic violence persons.
Yes.
If you know a Jamaican defense force officer, you find that the models are beat them woman.
Yes.
Police officers tend to go to the extreme and hurt their female counterparts.
Yes.
But nobody go to the root cause, and I've spoken to psychologists and tell us, I'll be a madman around the man in the force. They need to evaluate them. If somebody, Mr. Watson,
no. When you say no, it's just that it's kind of funny to me, because here it is that we have a group of persons who we trust. Our citizens trust with them life,
Yes.
And it's really a serious situation if you think about it. And all the things that you've said, you're absolutely right. Because I remember my experience with my first, one of the first investigations I participated in was a murder of a woman and her spouse. I went into the house. They had rushed the man to hospital because he was still alive. But I remember seeing the woman gripping her pillow, almost like she was hugging her pillow, and the whoever killed her right? It was based on the investigation. It was a close contact. We like them hold the muzzle right her head back while she have her head down in her pillow, right? And that was traumatizing for me. Another incident was...
you still remember like it was yesterday.
Yeah.
You can tell the story.
Yeah.
And you hear the thing that stands out. It's like, you know, you hear my ass, look how the woman grip her pillow like...
Yeah, no, it really got to me, you know. May I tell you the truth. Another incident was a little youth. The little man looked like him, look very slim. You can say he's a very young youth. And when I went on the scene, listen, this little youth have more than I personally count based on when we examine the body. I mean, when we don't go close to it because we had to wait on scenes of crime. But based on it's about 15 gunshots. This one little boy may examine upon the body, and by the time them do the autopsy, more than that him get. And you know, seeing these things are traumatizing. You wonder if people really wicked so in this world. You know what I mean?
Let me drive it home, man. Let me drive it home and leave you know. When I'm doing interviews, when I was doing interviews in New York City.
Yes.
Right, and it's investigations, whatever.
Yes.
And I tell my interviewers that during my career, I have touched in some way or some form over 10,000 murders. Them look for me with them eye wide open and them mouth drop down. So you can just imagine. You can just imagine a man gonna say, oh, you can't eat. I can eat right out of postmortem. The last I can, and it's nothing to me. So I know that psychologically something is wrong there.
Yes.
You know, so
yes.
I just want to say,
yes, my brother.
Share that, you know.
Yeah, and thank you for sharing the human side of this thing, because sometimes we not think about it that way.
People don't see it that way. They don't see it. And
yes.
You see something, and that's why we have to, because the bigger heads, you know, them in line, them stop seeing these things.
Yes.
They're not the front line persons anymore. You know, and they don't remember when they were there and all the thing. Nah, man, you're a big man, but you can't go through. No, people are traumatized. You take a man from out of high school, you train him and you send him for photograph human remains.
Yes.
That's some traumatic things. Then you have a next individual hearing all these stories over much years, investigating these traumatic circumstances of somebody dying. Persons in them relating to persons in them home, them wife, them child. Yes. And nobody sits them down, whatever period of time, see the inspector leave, nobody sit him down and say, Inspector, you okay? How was your career?
Yes.
Did you what was the more traumatic things that have happened to you?
True.
How can we help you? Come back, all right, and then you realize that something is wrong. All right, come back, come see me. Yeah, man, it's free of cost. Come back and see and let's talk again.
Well,
right?
Yes, yes, my brother.
Big up, boss.
Yeah, man. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Man, all the time.
But I tell you, you know, what I like with this caller, always make we look on this thing from a different perspective. And that is so true. You know, thinking about it now, as an ex-police officer, for the little that I have experienced so far, it is definitely a very, traumatizing kind of a work. You go out there every day, you don't know where you're going to see. You know, it's unfortunate, and I am happy that he presented this morning for us to see the other side of the thing. I could take this call here. Yes, good morning. Welcome to Morning Patrol.
Yes, Mr. West, good morning.
Yeah, man. Talk to me.
The bike problem, you know, they have the same problem in the UK too, you know.
Yes.
They have kids who go and rob people, you know what I mean? But,
yes.
but the thing is that people need to wear helmets.
Yes.
Helmets, you know what I mean?
Yes.
You can ride bike with helmets, you know what I mean? Because when the bike fall on with you, you get a head damage, you know what I mean?
Yes.
You know, which is the most, you know. So then they need to make sure it's man there people to watch wear helmet and bikes, both pillion and riders.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
You know, and that really help to stop some of the problems, you know what I mean? People follow bikes, you know what I mean? But you have kids over here who use a bike to go and rob people over here, you know? Rob people over here, steal their phones and all that stuff, you know what I mean?
Right.
Here, you know?
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know? And your last caller was speaking about the things that policemen go through, you know, the seeing those crimes, you know. And I was thinking about some of those crimes are instigated by the politicians who go out and give out guns to people to kill people in Jamaica.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And they are sitting in Parliament at the moment.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
You know?
Right.
You know what I mean? And that is very sad. You know, you have people who sit in Parliament who have known to give out guns to people to destroy the Jamaican people, taxpayers. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You know? I'm very sad, Mr. Watts, you know what I mean? And the one thing with the police, so they need to give them proper place to live. They can't live in those ratness, whatever there. You know what I mean? You know? You know what I mean?
Well,
my decision is...
Well, the security minister had said that they will be conducting some renovations on many of the police stations right across the island. So we are expecting to see some improvements on, as it relates to the conditions there in our police stations. So let us see. Promises. Mr. Kenute here, when he was speaking about the some plan that they have, he was like, you know what, I'm not even going to speak about the plan. I prefer to put it in action before. And that is what I like. Put things in action, then you talk about it. And that's what we need to see more of. So let us hope that, this thing here, this plan that the minister has to upgrade the police stations, is something that they're serious about, Yeah,
Mr. Watson, all you need to do is use the money from the housing trust to build a position and then pay back the housing trust in the long run.
Yes,
simple as that. That's simple.
Yes.
I mean,
yes, my brother.
Okay. All the best.
Yes. Thank you for that input, my brother.
Yeah.
Yes, very interesting program this morning. Boy, I really love doing this program because I get the perspectives from so many different persons, and sometimes I look on something a particular way. You are enlightened, when somebody call and say, listen, this is how I feel about the thing. This is why I like this program here. Let us take this call. Yes, good morning, King Benji. Wagwan, talk to me.
Good morning.
Yeah.
I have to give credit to the officer we called earlier.
Yes.
Because I'm going to be honest with you.
Uh-huh.
I've always wanted to speak about a topic such as this.
Yes.
However, I wasn't really brave enough because everything that he's saying, I have experienced. I found myself to the point where I was having lunch inside a KPH morgue where a pathologist was doing a postmortem on a decomposed body.
Yes.
And everybody was looking at me like, this man crazy. But you see, the thing is, as you said before, sometimes you have some experience within the JCF, which is very traumatic.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the worst experience for me was there was a murder in Spring Gardens in St. James.
Yes.
And I used to be a senior crime officer. And I went to do that scene.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a triple murder.
Yes.
A jellyman got shot along with two others.
Mm-hmm.
And Mr. Watson, as I sit here and I talk to you.
Mm-hmm.
When I was I was no one photographing. I was actually the one handling the body. So, I have to touch the body and scale the wounds and all kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And when I turned the gentleman's head, his skull cracked in my hands. He got about 5 shots point blank. And that was one of the worst experiences, but I have so many other.
Mm-hmm.
You're probably familiar with the 6 person, I think it was 6 or 5 persons who was killed in March Pen in 2016 in Spanish Town.
Mm-hmm.
Where the children were killed in that incident.
Yeah.
I was on that scene as well. And I was searching through the rubble.
Yes.
And you know what I found? I found the skull of one of the infants. And during my tenure, I witnessed, when I say witness, I came in contact with probably about 500 to 1,000 bodies.
Yes.
I remember being at the morgue and seeing 20, 30 bodies stockpile inside. Persons come to identify their loved ones, and just the smell alone, them can't come inside.
My God.
When I just joined, because I went to CID when I was a probationer, very early.
Yes.
And like one of the first scenes I went to for about 6 months, can't sleep, can't eat properly. Like, I turned to alcohol at some point.
Yes.
To the point where I was in my back room, and the only thing I feel is my squad hold me down and said, easy, you know their work. And I was fighting to get up saying that I'm going on a scene.
My God.
You see, after a while, I became immune to certain things.
Yes.
To the point where I've been on scenes and seen mothers crying for their loved ones. And this might sound harsh, but it was irritating to me. It was irritating to me to see mothers crying for their loved ones, because I reached the point where I was emotionless.
Yes.
My relationship went down the drain because of it.
Yes.
So all the experience that the previous caller mentioned, I have been through it.
Yes.
And even when I was leaving the JCF, I was labeled as a sellout.
Yes.
And one of the things that I learned, and he spoke about it too, with being involved in a confrontation.
Yes.
And frankly, the evaluation that you get and you receive from the chaplain and all those people, it is utter nonsense.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't do anything for you in terms of helping you to cope with the situation.
Yes.
It puts you under more pressure rather than to help you to cope with the situation.
Right.
Because personally, I never went to the evaluation, I decided to say, me not going because a stress will not come to stress me out. So you know what me do? I'm going to read my Bible. I'm going to pray. And you see, at the end of the day, a lot of persons are in JCF who are suffering from things like this. And I want to address something that Ras Diego mentioned in the comment section.
Yes.
He's saying that no one is being forced to join the JCF.
Yes.
However, it is still a choice, but sometimes it's a choice of circumstances.
Yes.
Because when I joined the JCF, I had a choice between staying on the wrong side of the law or being on the right side.
Right.
So some of the times you can't really blame a person say, for them choice why them join, or them never have no reason to join, or the JCF never tell them to come join or force them.
Yes.
But at the end of the day, you have to make a decision in life where at some point it either is going to help your life or it is going to help your life for the good or for the bad.
Yes.
And at that point in time, I was at a place where it's either I'm going to take up crime or I'm going to turn police, because I grew up as a poor individual, just like many police officers.
Right.
And I don't think poverty is an excuse for crime. But you see, at the end of the day, you have to be the bigger person to realize at some point you must reach a breaking point. You must know your limit.
Yes.
And that's what the caller said before. He said he realized that the JCF and him is going in two different directions. So that's where he drew the line.
Right.
And Ras Diego even asked a question earlier about if you have to be a member of a fraternal lodge or Freemason to join the JCF.
A good question, because we know only senior officers who are part of that.
For certain reasons, we're not really divulge much as it relates to that topic.
Yes.
But we're glad to hear your 2 cents still.
Well, my take on it is that the only thing I will say is that I have personally come across senior officers that I have interactions with, and probably even have a good relationship with, who outright say, boy, say I'm a large brother. That man who come take over from me, I'm a large brother, no worry yourself. Where I make sure say, whatever ideas you have, email put it through. You understand that kind of a thing? So it's like, and right then and right there, him take up the phone and call the other man and say, yo, so and so and so and so. You know what I mean? So we have that's my experience with it so far.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like you have persons who high-ranking officers who never beat around the bush about being a part of that
organization. There's a lot of members, both high-ranking and regular
and lower members.
Yes. Who are members.
Yes, I don't know how. I mean, I do understand that it can have some impact on how them carry out them duties, but to what extent, I can't say.
And you see, as me say, I can't really divulge much information.
Yes.
For certain reasons. However,
yes.
I came to the realization that this whole thing is like a stigma in Jamaica, whereby it's just like homosexuality.
Mm-hmm.
It is accepted in America and in Canada. But in Jamaica, it's a taboo topic.
Yes.
And it's just like the thing that they're trying to bring into dancehall, as you mentioned, with Aishan and our equal rights.
Yes.
It is still a taboo topic, but it still takes place in Jamaica.
Yes.
So it's a similar thing with the Masonic fraternity.
Yes.
But at the end of the day, in everything, you have good and bad. So.
Yes, my brother. Yeah, but that is all I know. I can't say anything more about it because there's nothing more I know about that. I'm just, I just want to put that out there. But my brother, much respect to you. And I think the people of Jamaica needs to see the human side of policing. And sometimes when them think about police, them think about the oppressors. Them think police is just a fight poor people, and they don't understand what police. A lot of police officers, decent police officers, go through on a regular basis. And I really want to thank you and the previous caller for, kind of putting some of that out there, the human side of policing, what you personally have gone through. It's really touching. Even for me as a police officer, hearing you talking about it, is really touching for me.
And
do you understand me? I say,
one of the things to Mr. Watson, even though I might not be able to speak on certain things that Ross Diego speak about, some people might say, oh, we mix up with them and this and that, but it's neither here nor there for me.
Yes.
However, my thing is that one of the things that most persons don't realize in Jamaica is, especially in Montego Bay, you see a lot of those persons in Mobay.
Yes.
Why Mobay has such a high crime rate too is because the mindset of these young men.
Yes.
I don't know if you remember the time when there was this thing with the embalming fluid.
Yes. They wanna lace the weed with it.
Yeah.
Yes.
And even I remember I did a scene in Flankers.
Mm-hmm.
And when Ugo Flanker them killed a youth. And how Flanker is set up, the place is divided.
Yes.
So there are sections of Flanker where certain persons cannot go, even with police presence.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And them kill the youth. Like him live a side A and then kill him over side B. And his mother couldn't go look for him, until the police move him from over side A, come over side B. And there was just a main road as the border separating the two communities.
Right.
And the woman couldn't go look on her son. I've seen cases where they went for a man and them execute him and him 2-year-old baby.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen cases where they went for an individual same way and them not catch him and them shot him 2-year-old same way.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I've seen the worst of the worst when they come on to Mobay.
Yes.
And to an extent, Spanish Town.
Yes.
So you see, as the caller said, one of the things is the JCF, and then again, just like Keen situation. Probably if I had came out and say, "Oh, I'm going through all of this," and they would have labeled me as being suicidal. Them I go say my mad same way. So there's also a fear factor when it comes down to actually coping with these things and coming public.
Yes.
And when them say when you visit Dr. Leverage. When you visit Dr. Leverage, them say you reach the highest pinnacle of madness. And then again, there is no confidentiality when it comes on to speaking to these persons either.
Yes.
There's no confidentiality when it comes on to the chapel, because you talk to the chapel today and the soup have there tomorrow, because the soup here everything for the chapel.
I have heard so many persons, countless number of police officers have said that, which is so sad. Because the chaplaincy unit, they are there to support police officers and to ensure if they're going to offer some kind of counseling, you have to ensure that what police officers tell you stay there with you right in that room. I don't know, some of these persons with them recruiting as chaplains, I think them need for, I don't know how them recruit these persons. I don't know what kind of training some of these persons get, but it's quite sad, Very
so you
sad.
see, there's a lot of things where prevent police from actually coming forward and speaking of certain things. Because a lot of people understand. You see, if witness a man get killed or if witness a dead body. I remember 2015 dancehall night Sunfest. I 8 body we pick up one night.
2015
dancehall night at Sunfest. 8 body will pick up one night. And you can just imagine you working 5 or 6 days a week and every single day you go to work you encounter a dead man.
That must be traumatizing, man.
I've been to a scene in Portmore whereby this man dead in his house about 5 or 6 days. The body swell. The only thing left with him for bus. And persons a mile away smelling it, and I went inside and photographed the scene without even a mask. And it came in like nothing to me. Me stand up outside the front door and eat, and people look for me weird.
Yes.
But at the end of the day, it's a mental thing whereby you reach a certain point in a life, and if you're not careful, you go over the edge.
Yes. Boy, King Benji, trust me. Even I tell you, listening to you now, even me right now, it reached me in a different way. Cause even sometimes when you're a police officer, you don't understand what some other police officers go through. Cause all of we have different jobs in the JCF at times, and some of we more exposed to those things more than some. There's no doubt about that, and we often overlook the effect. The traumatizing effect, right, that these things have on police officers on a daily basis. And trust me, King Benji, you open my eyes. As a police officer, as an ex-police officer, you open my eyes, my brother. And I really appreciate you sharing. Go ahead.
To tell you the honest truth, Mr. Hudson.
Yes.
I don't see anything at this point in my life.
Yes.
Where it can really shake me,
Yes.
Honestly.
Yes.
Because I've seen so much, and that is just a tip of the iceberg to what I've seen.
Yes.
So, at the end of the day, I give thanks for many reasons. I wouldn't change the experience for nothing.
Yes.
And I also give thanks to the fact that I've been through it and I came out. Probably some might say I'm mad, but compared to some persons in society, I'm stable.
Yes.
And I'm very conscious. So at the end of the day, I wouldn't change the experience or anything.
It have nothing to do with,
it's really rough.
Yeah, it have nothing to do with madness. But I understand what you're saying. It enables you to be a stronger person in society, and it's something. It's an experience that puts you in a position where when you think about what is happening in our world, it gives you that courage right, to live, right, and say, oh my God, yeah, that happened, but me see it every day. It probably, some people might say it's not a good thing, because they must say, boy, yeah, get immune to certain things, and yeah, get hardened to certain things. But sometimes you don't have any other choice. You understand? If you don't want to break down, if you don't want, pass out like and reach a state where you mentally have no use to yourself and nobody else, you understand? You have to strong up yourself. You have to evolve. I just saw the thing said. But
and
yeah.
I've seen cases to Mr. Watson where police officer pass out in a morgue.
Okay.
I've seen that happen. So
yes.
And you see a lot of the time, one of the worst scenes you can actually come in contact with, is when a child is murdered, That is one of the worst things they can come in contact with.
Yes.
Even for me, it even worse than a decomposed body. Because when you hear of a scene of a decomposed body, you know what to expect. And you see, the thing is, processing a decomposed body is very technical. Because don't the berry fly and the worm them where crawl upon the body, you have to collect it, You have to collect it because it's of evidential value.
Yes. Yes. Oh boy. Trust me. I really appreciate your input this morning, my brother. I think you have opened the eyes of so many people on our, who are on our live stream this morning. And I always appreciate it when you and my other colleague there call and give your perspective. Much blessings.
And I have to give credit to him because I've called the program on numerous occasions, which I could have speak about certain things that I've experienced.
Yes.
But I at that point I never see it fit, and probably I was a bit scared of what people might think. Yes. But
it's good. It's good.
Yeah,
it's good because people are now hearing what police officers go through on a daily basis. Many police officers go through on a daily basis. I can tell you, our listeners appreciate it. A whole heap of persons are send big up. So big up King Benji and continue to support the program. Callers like you, putting these things out there, make this program worthwhile. Well, all my callers, but we love to. I'm sure the callers love to hear, ex-police officers talking about their experiences and explaining why certain things happen the way them happen sometimes. So big up my brother, and have a blessed day.
Yeah, man. Give thanks, Mr. Watson. Much respect.
Yeah, man.
Everyone in the street.
All right then. Yeah, there you have it, boy. I tell you, I love it. This thing here opened my eyes too, because sometimes we not look on things apart, Chloe, I could take this last call. This is the last call of the morning that I'll be taking, guys, and then we wrap up. Yes, good morning. Talk to me. You have about 3 minutes to make your point.
Oh boy.
Kind of wrap up, 3 to 4 minutes. Yeah, man. But talk to me.
Yeah, man. Yeah, Mr. Watson, now still long. I listening to your caller earlier, talking about the situations with officers, what they go through.
Yes.
And so what's now, you remember the first conversation I had with you when I was telling you that sometimes the public don't understand what officers go through when they see bodies in certain situations.
Yes.
And I was looking at a comment in the Ras Geo2 was making a comment about
Ras Jago.
Yeah, Ras Jago. I want him to understand that I'm not bashing him, but
yes,
a lot of men going to police in Mr. Watson to serve and protect the public. A lot of men did. It wasn't about just making the money. And I'm telling you this, I am glad the ex-cops that call you tell you certain things, because if you remember the first conversation I had with you, I said I brought up a few situations to you, and I'm gonna want the public to understand that. Remember, I told you once there was a young lady that washed up on the seaside below City Center Police Station.
Yes,
officers, you know City Center Station.
Yes, I remember.
And the lady, her body was so brutalized that, Mr. Watson, I presently work in the health industry. I see that all the time.
Yes.
Yeah, I presently work in the health industry. I see that all the time. Close to retirement, so I'm not that far away. But I'm telling you this. Her body was in such a state that until this day, and I'm 57, and I'm telling you, I still remember that situation.
Yes. Yes.
You know what I'm saying? You know, for those who think that police officers are supermen, I'm telling you that a lot of people, if they experience trauma or see things that happen, they would have a different mindset and a different outlook.
Yes.
And even in your points that you make, people must also understand that the different officers that call you, they have worked in different areas of policing. There were officers that worked in areas that were so sensitive and so highly sensitive that until this day, a lot of undercover police officers, family members still can't believe some of the things they did.
Yes. You
understand, Mr. Watson? Because I'm telling you, in the 80s, it was a lot different. Now, guys are going into the policing with CXCs and stuff. Back in the day, it was O levels and secondary school, the SSC. There was 2 of them at the time. But it was a lot. I'm not saying it was easier to get into policing at the time. But I'm telling you, when you sat in an interview at Duke Street, you sat in front of sometimes 3 or 4 senior superintendents. When you were doing your interview, you don't know if you went through that process. So even if you didn't have O levels or whatever, but when you wrote, the first thing you did at Duke Street was the essay, and then they gave you the booklet to work from. But the assessment, that psychological interview that you did was the breaking point of you, the individual person.
Yes.
You know, and there were, I'm telling the Ras, and I want him to understand this, there were dedicated men, men that went after hardcore criminals, men that did good undercover work and let the police officers at the station did their job. And I will always, Mr. Watson, stand my ground by saying good undercover police work should be brought back. Because there were people in the Jamaica Constabulary Force in high authority that you can trust and you could trust. I'm not talking, you know, without disrespecting Mr. Ford, you know, but remember when Mr. Ford buy him house off Old Hope Road and little apartment, took the commissioner office. I mean, just like any other officers that came up through the ranks, he knew personally that he was under scrutiny, whether he did like it or not, because we see him on documentaries saying, I threaten people, I say, oh, come take him on, because he knows how the system works and how they look at you. You understand? But people sometimes, you know, if a man say, boy, I wouldn't turn police because police are criminal and police are this and police are that. Okay, let all policemen stop working, put on them arm and tell the public to go haywire on each other then. Make every criminal go take out some personal beef, play the devil's advocate and go rob and kill and see who them have to run back to. I see bad man have to run to a police station, him in a situation and man want to kill him. Where him run to? Him have to run to the police. You understand? That little place behind State Theatre there where they killed the 63-year-old lady and the 27-year-old young man, Friendship Lane. Mr. Watson, may I tell you, you ask any policeman that are close in their 60s or late 50s, whatever. You ask them about that little place behind State. Mr. Watson, those people around there, may I tell you, they were so hardcore that the amount of things that they do around that little place, may I tell you. And people don't believe a little ghetto behind this. So, and you're not saying the ghetto people ain't bad enough, but I'm telling you the amount of criminal activities. Used to have a boy at Crossroad, them call him Ashes. You have a man where Mother's Party was in Crossroad. You have a little place back there where a lot of guys from jungle and them place used to go gamble. All these guys who hang out there. And this guy Ashes and one named Soul, so them cronies, them came. Them guys used to create a lot of chaos in the Crossroad area. You understand? Which one of them could have said that they were getting favors from Crossroad Police? Crossroad Police never play with them. So, you know, people have to be very careful when they, I'm not, you know, I don't call a program much because I can be a little bit naive, in my way of thinking when it comes to certain things. But at the same time, people still have to be very, very careful saying things that they don't know, because may I tell you, Mr. Watson, there are things that I can tell you offline that you would not believe. My pet peeve in Jamaica, my pet peeve at the end of the day, is the politician them and the corrupt cops.
Yes.
I'm not saying, because in every industry, who can tell me? I mean, if we talk about killing spouse, as one caller said, doctors do it, teachers do it. No one is infallible. It's called relationship.
Yes.
It's called relationship. And this not take bun and can't take bun. How I've never heard anyone say a recent survey that was carried out said 70% of the children that were born to men in Jamaica are not theirs. Are we saying these females? So,
I know I laugh about it, but it's so funny.
Mr. Watson, are we saying these females are not trustworthy? You see where the double standard is?
Yes.
Listen, Mr. Watson, I am not gonna waste your time because I said we have 4 minutes, but I can take on a lot of people in any conversation because been there, done that.
Yes.
So are we? I know of men who applied for their kids.
Yes.
Him have 4 kids. Listen, Mr. Watson, I'm dead serious. 4 kids with this lady, and only 2 of them him could get.
Yes.
Because the DNA came back, 2 of them were not his.
I've seen a lot of those cases too.
So you see how double standard people are. Yes, boy, man, I get bun. Okay, fine, we understand that. I'm not, because I am single, Mr. Watson. Believe it or not, because the officer that spoke to you, I know what they've been through. I went through so much, Mr. Watson. I can't even talk.
Yes.
And I know it caused a breakup in my relationship because nothing is wrong with me. I considered myself very virile, fit and strong, but I had problems too, like those officers had. But you know this thing, hear this. Remember when we were kids, I don't want to keep up your time in a few minutes, but let's just run quickly. Look at dementia. When I was a kid growing up in Jamaica, people used to hear people talk things and people say, Lord, them a confess, right, Mr. Watson? But now we learn about dementia and schizophrenia and all these things, right? I presently work in the health industry and I love my job. So why did I take up the health industry? Because I'm compassionate and I love what I do. And even before I did certain things in Jamaica, there's 3 things I was thinking about: teaching, policing, you understand what I say, are corrections. That was my 3 main focus because I love that area. But let's fast track now. Every time these people hear something with police, boy, police corrupt. I'm not saying no, but would they, who are saying police are corrupt, would they take up the job?
Yes.
1980 election, Mr. Watson, 1980 election. There was a girl that they kill and throw down at the bottom and knew it from there. So when me I tell you, I want people to go check geographically and ex-cops when know what me I talk about. Them throw the lady body down and knew it from down at Do Any Park. So you have Do Any Park and you have New Haven down at the other side. Them throw her body down one little river run close. Not little river run down there. So you know them shot the lady in her private area. Them rape her. Yes, them shoot her in a private area. What kind of animal are you? And I've seen more than one situation. Them cut up a lady on a bandsaw down a Jonestown, down a jungle down there, so where hardcore politician, the Spaldings, them and them thing there. You understand what I say?
Yes.
Brother, them used to down there. And there's so much, you see, the thing about it is that if people are say call name, what does calling name gonna help anyway?
Yes.
You understand? I even recently, said to you that if people are objective towards some of your opinion, that's fine. You see, Trevor Monroe, I don't like him. people don't hear of the WPJ. To educate those who don't know, who are older, WPJ is a Workers' Party of Jamaica, and people say get a third party. When Trevor Monroe came out with his party, all him have behind him are cronies. Make him come save him follow them and them a crony. You know how much damage them cause at Greenwich Farm? Put on people T-shirt and cause chaos. And look at the position that he has now. Look at the vast family. Them should have come in politics. All these little idiots will say them come in politics. People say new faces, new voices. What are they doing for the people?
Right.
You understand? And without depending on the politicians for anything.
Yes.
You understand? Nobody's depending on them. But people must give credence due. Their police officers go through a lot, Mr. Watson, that these people don't know. The U.S. government right now have a problem with soldiers that went abroad to fight because of PTSD.
Yes.
So people, police officers in Jamaica, they don't know what them go through. I'm going to tell you something. Imagine this, and you read between the lines. A police officer doing undercover work, and them on a 40 bus. And a boy, them have gang war on Walton Park Road, from Pembroke Road all the way up to Brotherton Avenue, go up to Canary, Woodpecker Avenue, there, so.
Yes.
And the boy take the undercover policeman, think the undercover policeman a bad man like himself.
Yes.
And pull upon the man almost shoot off him. That the man had to defend himself, read between the lines.
Yes.
You think these guys care? A lot of these people, who might be in your chat and have their personal thing against police should remember and understand that the things that police officers go through in Jamaica, it's not nice. A lot of genuine men join the force.
Yes.
A lot of genuine men.
Yes.
I know for a fact, Mr. Watson, that when police, an individual that did his police test that one morning, 100 guys were there, and at the end of the day, only 8 passed. And that is in the early 80s, may I tell you about,
Yes.
Because that you write an essay first. How many people can write an essay? Because they want to see how you think. And then everything that you do, you think out of the box.
Yes.
You understand? If I am giving care and I see a situation that I consider it might sick my stomach, I have to still give care, but it doesn't mean that I'm going to walk away from giving the care. I might put a candy in my mouth, because if you see something that don't look nice, as in if the person have a diarrhea or the sore look a certain way, you go suck a candy, but you're not going to spit for the residents, see that you spit or you do something and the person will say, boy, I'm scared the person. No. People have to think. People have to think outside the box. You don't just come down upon the police all the while and believe, say, the police them love kill people and the police them corrupt. And yes, corruption is there. You talk about it in your program all the time. Can you stop it?
No.
It's innate. It's always been there.
Yes.
We
can try our best to fight it and put in measures in place. But I've always said that we don't want to negate the work of good police officers because of these corrupt ones. You know what I mean?
Yes.
But my brother, very insightful.
Yeah, man, you have a good day, man. Because I tried getting here a couple of times, but it is what it is. But you have a blessed day, Mr. Watson, and lots of love to all who serve and protect, and big up the people in the Noble Chat group. Yeah?
All right,
take care.
Big respect, man. Yeah, another ex-police there, giving his insight. Listen, there's no amount of training, I believe, can prepare you for what you will face out there as a police officer sometimes. So people can say, boy, then when you join the police force, you must expect that will go on. No, people, let me tell you something. It's worse than we see upon the movies, The movies don't even sometimes depict it correctly what you go through as a police officer sometimes. May I tell you, it's rough, right? And you can I've always wanted to become a police officer from as a youngster. And may I tell you, all that I thought of prior to joining the JCF, right, is nothing compared to what I experienced, the highs and the lows. So trust me, Ross Diego, a lot of persons, join the JCF with an idea, just a little bit of idea of what to expect. But you see when them join it, you see with them experience, way above what them expect. Surpasses what their expectations, both in a bad and good way. So people, thank you for joining me this morning. Thank you for the participation. I really appreciate those police officers who called in and gave their input and show the other side of policing and make people know, say, listen, this is what police go through on a regular basis. Big respect. People, continue to support the program. Thank you very much to one of my sponsors there, Sham Lally, big respect to you for that sponsorship. Remember, guys, you can sponsor the program even when I'm offline, right? By checking the description. Guys, remember to like the stream before you go. I've come to the end of the program. Unfortunately, I've been enjoying this program so much this morning that I feel like I'd go longer, but I have to go. People, remember, you're responsible for your own safety. Be safe out there. You're responsible for your own security. You can't always look to the police and other people. You have to take the necessary precautions. For the pedestrians, watch the road. You have some mad driver, drivers out there, you have to watch out for them. For the persons who are driving, please drive with care. Don't text and drive. Don't drink and drive. Be aware. Obey the rules, the road traffic laws. Please, people. All right? Love no bad. My noble citizens, until tomorrow morning, hopefully I will be on the road tomorrow morning, people. I'm going to still try and do a live stream for tomorrow morning, but just to let you know that I will be traveling tomorrow. But anywhere I am, I will try my best to do my live. It may not be as fancy as what we are seeing here, no, but yeah, man, I'll be try and be with you just the same. So for those persons who have not subscribed, yeah, man, subscribe to the channel, right? And support the thing, people. Once more, please like it. All right? Yeah, man. Walk good, my people. Yeah.
And John me chat with every day. And John me chat with every day. Jah never left my yet. Jah never left my yet. Jah protect my